January 1945. The Colmar Pocket in France is a frozen, shattered wasteland. A single American company is staring down 6 German panzer tanks and waves of infantry. They're outmanned, outgunned, and just got the order to fall back. But one soldier refuses to go. He stays. All alone, he climbs onto a burning American tank destroyer that could explode into 1,000,000 pieces at any second. He turns its .50 caliber machine gun on the enemy and opens fire. For an entire hour, this one man holds off a German assault. How did a single soldier, barely a man, pull this off? This is the story of Audie Murphy. From the cotton fields of Great Depression-era Texas to the blood-soaked battlefields of Europe, Audie Murphy's life reads more like something out of a comic book than a history book. He was a small, quiet kid who the military didn't even want at first. And yet, he would become the most decorated American soldier of World War II, earning nearly every major U.S. medal for valor, along with awards from France and Belgium. This is the story of his unbelievable courage on the battlefield and the much more complicated life he led after the guns finally went silent. Audie Leon Murphy was born into grinding poverty in Hunt County, Texas, the son of sharecroppers. As one of 12 children, he had to grow up fast. He dropped out of school in the 5th grade to pick cotton and hunt small game just to help put food on the table for his family. That hard life gave him a quiet toughness and made him an incredible marksman. But when his mother died, the orphaned 16-year-old Murphy needed a way out. After the attack on Pearl Harbor, he tried to enlist, but the Marines and the Navy both rejected him for being underweight and just too small. Still, he refused to give up. His older sister helped him fudge the dates on his birth certificate, and in 1942, the U.S. Army finally took a chance on him. They had no idea they had just signed up a legend. Shipped to the 3rd Infantry Division, Murphy's journey into combat began with the 1943 invasion of Sicily. He fought his way through the brutal Italian campaign at Salerno and Anzio, and he quickly proved he had skill and a deep well of courage. His superiors were wounded or killed, but Murphy kept fighting and kept getting promoted right there on the battlefield. Then, during the invasion of southern France in August 1944, his platoon was ambushed. After his best friend was killed by German soldiers pretending to surrender, a furious Murphy single-handedly wiped out the enemy machine gun nest that had done it. This act earned him the Distinguished Service Cross. By early 1945, he had already been awarded 2 Silver Stars and 2 Bronze Stars for his bravery, and his reputation for doing the impossible was growing with every fight. Then came January 26, 1945, near a French village called Holtzwihr. His company was getting hammered by a massive assault from German tanks and around 250 infantrymen. Murphy ordered his men to fall back to the woods. He stayed behind, alone at his post, calling in artillery strikes on the advancing Germans. When a nearby U.S. tank destroyer was hit and started burning, Murphy did something that defies belief. He climbed onto the flaming vehicle, which was loaded with fuel and ammunition. For over an hour, completely exposed to enemy fire from 3 sides, he used its machine gun to cut down the German attack, killing or wounding about 50 enemy soldiers by himself. He only stopped when he ran completely out of ammunition. Wounded in the leg, he limped back to his men, refused medical care, and led a counterattack that drove the enemy out of Holtzwihr for good. For this incredible act of valor, he was awarded the Medal of Honor. Audie Murphy came home a national hero at just 21 years old. His face was on the cover of Life magazine, and Hollywood, led by actor James Cagney, came calling. He would go on to star in over 40 films, most famously playing himself in the 1955 movie based on his autobiography, To Hell and Back. But the war never really left him. Murphy suffered deeply from what we now know as post-traumatic stress disorder, PTSD, battling terrible insomnia and depression. He slept with a loaded pistol under his pillow and fought a quiet, private war against an addiction to the sleeping pills his doctors prescribed. In a time when these struggles were kept in the shadows, Murphy did something incredibly brave. He spoke out. He talked openly about his battle fatigue and pushed the government to provide better mental health care for veterans returning from war. Despite the fame, Murphy's later years were filled with financial problems. His life was cut tragically short in a 1971 plane crash. He was only 45. He was buried with full military honors at Arlington National Cemetery, where his grave is one of the most visited sites, second only to President John F. Kennedy's. Audie Murphy's legacy is really twofold. He's remembered as the baby-faced kid from Texas who became America's most decorated soldier, a true symbol of battlefield bravery. But he's also a powerful reminder of the invisible wounds of war and of the hero who kept fighting for his fellow soldiers long after he came home.